Hi Selena. Hi Lily. Can you help me with the Renaissance period? Oh, of course. Humanism was a movement that focused on what to blow out the school or knowledge. While Renaissance was a period of discovering things and learning new things. Like a reborn of culture? Yes. People used new ways of thinking. The humanism situates the men at the center of the world, while theocentrism was at the opposite. Can you tell me about the humanistic education? Yes, let me think. First started a non-privileged people in an alphabetic system. Nobles complain. Why? Well, because they don't have humanistic education and they wanted to study. Did they solve their problem? They provided equal rights, so these was an advance. That is good. But these changes had consequences. They changed the rules. Did it have more consequences? Well, they for entering in these schools, so non-privileged weren't able to enter because they focus on the ability of reading and writing. I understand everything because non-privileged didn't know how to do that, so they couldn't enter Rigth. Structure was the same as the Middle Ages. They invent something? Oh yes, they do. Gutenberg invent the printer. These consist in copy books fast and well. Since writing them by hand they produce many errors. This method reduce it. They produced many copies in a very short time. Who was Erasmus? Erasmus was a very influential humanist. He thought that understanding and conversing literature was more important than memorizing. That bases were on religion and ecclesiastical education during humanism in a lay form Latin. Yeah. In that period, they started to introduce in the mathematic, philosophic, historic and scientific knowledge. They also started to get into the physical education. So that's why we have physical education nowadays? Maybe that is one reason. Mind and body were their objectives. As you say, Gutenberg invented the printing press, so that facilitated a lot of studying and the making of textbooks. The women started to study. But in which language did they study? Well, Latin was the main language, but they also started to learn Greek. The secondary school was created. They started to separate the street students into different grades depending on their year. In the schools, they were prepared to study law and medicine. I think I have understood. Thanks, Selena.